So one of the things I hope to do through these videos is to motivate people. So my question to you right now is, what's holding you back? What would be your 100% best self? Or, as you're going to see in a theme of my upcoming videos, is what's your 80% best self? Because I truly believe that if you stick to your plans 80% of the time, whether it be your workout plan, your relationship plan, your whatever it is plan, and you're at your very best 80% of the time, you're going to make it to 100% of your goals. I think being 100% on 100% of the time, it's just not realistic. So what if you gave yourself permission to fail? Like I mentioned, this week, as far as my fitness level, I'd call it a fail. I think over the week, I got a little bit fatter, probably a little bit weaker, and I'm not in as good a shape as I was when I first got here. But I also invested a lot in family. I saw some beautiful sights, and we had a great time. So, what is it that's holding you back? Is it lack of knowledge? Is it lack of time? Is it lack of commitment? In the comment section down below, leave a comment. Tell me what's holding you back from being your 100% best self. And what would your 100% best self be? So one of the things that I'm aspiring to is be an MMA fighter in my 50s. It's a daunting challenge. The guys that I'm fighting are just really tough. They're fit. They've been working at it a long time. And it's a challenge every time I enter into that arena. I'm terrified, but it's so exciting. It's such a tough challenge. I got a lot of injuries, and well, let's face it, I'm not getting any younger, and each fight that I train for is more difficult than the past. I feel like I'm aging in dog years at this point in the way that my body's breaking down, but I don't want to use that as an excuse, because everybody's got excuses. It doesn't matter if you're 18 years old or if you're 80 years old, you're going to have excuses of reasons that you can't pursue your dreams. So what are yours? What's holding you back? Again, let me know in the comment section down below what's holding you back, because over the next few videos I want to talk about overcoming challenges. And maybe your challenges would be injuries, maybe it's some other stuff. But I think that if you really set your mind to it and you decide that you're really not afraid to fail, because very often what our real fear is a fear of failure. Now, in some people, they actually have a fear of success, but it all stems down to some sort of weird insecurities. So what happens if we just run into those fears? I stumbled across a guy by the name of David Goggins, and if you don't mind a lot of foul language, I would check out anything that he writes or any of his videos. But he talks about doing something every single day that makes you uncomfortable, and I have been aspiring to do that. I don't make it every day, but that's one of the reasons that I do the fighting thing, is it makes me completely uncomfortable. There's days I don't feel like going to the gym. There's days that I wake up in the morning and I say, what in the world am I doing? This body is not gonna do what I'm asking it to do, but I push through anyway. So again, hopefully you can find some motivation through these, and we can continue to persevere together. So, as I mentioned, I haven't been able to get as many workouts in as I'd hoped, but I have gotten a few impromptu little workouts in here and there, so I'll show you a little bit of it. Just blew out my other flip-flop. I blown this one out earlier, but I sewed the two parts together. I guess that's the end of these flip-flops. So as far as the diet while I was here in Hawaii went, ate a lot more carbohydrates. We were trying to live on the cheap, so I didn't fast as many days as I had intended to, because I didn't know when I would get the chance to eat. And we were pretty active. We did about an 8-mile hike, we did a 4-mile hike, Did a lot of swimming and surfing and stuff like that. So on many mornings, because I thought I might skip lunch and not eat until dinner, I went ahead and had breakfast, which consisted of pancakes. I also had a few peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and boy, I realized that just the way that made my body feel compared to eating just vegetables and protein, and even with higher fat, it just was amazing in just how poorly I felt as soon as I ate, especially a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It just didn't make me feel well. So for those of you that are out there that are trying to figure out how to eat, plant-based is great. I think you could go in really 3 different directions. You could go a heavy meat-based diet, you could do a keto type diet, or you could go a plant-based diet. Any one of those things is going to work, but what you definitely don't want to do is you don't want to be eating a lot of processed carbohydrates. Let your carbohydrates come from fruits and vegetables. I don't think that breads, grains, pasta of any kind in any significant quantity are going to do you much good. One of the things where carbohydrates do come in handy is when you're doing really high level athletic performance, and then those carbohydrates really help you burn energy at a much more accelerated rate, so I can perform at a higher level if I've got carbohydrates on board. But you just don't have to do that most of the time. So it was good confirmation while I was on this trip to really reinforce that I want to keep those refined carbohydrates out of my life. They just didn't make my body feel good. I think sometimes we feel like that log, you just get pummeled by life, but you gotta keep going. Remember, you're not too old, it's not too late, don't let your excuses stand in your way, get after it. Woo! I gotta get in shape.